good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. So right now actually there's something big which just happened in the game. A glitch was detected a matter of hours ago, and the glitch is actually one of those glitches that helps players out, a dupe glitch. So anything that benefits the players and can make the players obscenely wealthy or make their progression through the game easier in any way is generally considered under the dupe side of things. It's not for the greatest benefit, but you get what I'm saying in the gist of the situation. Now, Amazon has proven something to us with today's glitch, and this is the whole reason why I'm making this video. Dynasty, the expedition that was totally glitched out for over 2 weeks and wasn't patched up, it hasn't yet been fixed. The glitches and the dupes still exist in it. The lag factor within that dungeon is unbelievable. The amount of problems that are in there, the difficulty level being obscene. Because remember, we faced those bosses when they were at our levels, and when you face them at level to level again, you should be able to face them at the same difficulty that it was the first time you hit the dungeon. And the only thing that there was a little bit of mechanics. However, right now they have decided to over dial that little bit of a danger level so high that a 1v1 on any level 60 enemy within the dungeon will result in the player losing. So they have basically pushed it a little bit further than it should have been. At level 60, I definitely could take on a Mercard enemy who was the same level as me. So yeah, that's something to say. And once I reached full level 600 gear, a level 66 enemy from Mercard, I could still one-on-one take them down. I could take down the throwers, I could take down the X-Men, and that is just a good show of where Elite stood when it came to power level. However, right now, when it comes to the way the game is being implemented, something is wrong. And when I say something is wrong, I don't mean in a minor way. If you go into a 615 instance of a dungeon, being Lazarus or Genesis, the enemies are dialed down to a 615 level difficulty. If you up your level and you above them, they seem slightly easier, they don't do as much damage, they aren't that effective. And just in case anybody thinks I'm not being serious, that is my gear score. You can see it is 618. Yesterday I competed at 616 gear score. Also, the gear score format rule is slightly off. Somewhere along the line something isn't adding up correctly and it leaves the gear scores all over the place, like you can see it, resulting in 618 as my average and 617 as my gear score, although both should be at the exact same score because both sets of gear are at the exact same level. Now, I know that is something small to actually complain about, but there is more to it than just what I'm complaining about in the basics. This entire thing that has happened has shown us that New World or Amazon Studios is not for the players' enjoyment. It is there for them to try and pull you in for some reason or the it honestly makes no sense to me. By overdrawing the difficulty in the dungeons, they slow your progress in the game. Slowing your progress buys them time to try and make you believe this game is good, which is definitely one of the ploys. I can understand that. But doing it in such a way that it's blatant, that they don't give a crap about the players, is something that everybody can see. Yes, that whole thing with the trading post is just a small little glitch, something that anybody could notice. And it's generally on one or two items. It's a rare item glitch that they have now allowed to go way too far. But they're already planning on negating it. They've already locked down the dungeons, expecting servers to go down, expecting patches to be made in a matter of minutes just to solve it after the announcements are made. And that is something that we all have to stand to live with. They will patch out a problem that makes any player's life easier. And when I say this could make a player's life easier, you could have 20 or 30 players will make an additional 20 or 30,000 gold in the day because of a glitch which doesn't remove an item from the listing, or when it is purchased it duplicates, so one goes to the player, one stays with another, and it means that there's more availability. Now that doesn't hurt the overall performance of the game. It's one or two items, whatever it is that's being duplicated, I don't really know. And that's just the reality behind all of this. The fact that they jump on that so quickly versus what happened with Dynasty. Dynasty was brought up obviously to the 600 level for mutation level 1, and the mutation level 1 was obscene. When I say obscene, I mean the difficulty that you faced inside was like you were under leveled by tons. Obviously I jumped in there with 616 average right on my gear, and that will give me a 615 gear score. And what happened in there was you fight the enemies and all of a sudden you just lose. There's no way to beat them properly. There's nothing you can do to secure yourself a little bit further. And that was that's exactly what they did. So that massive mess up on that dungeon maybe cost people one whole week of gameplay. It ruined the way the game was flowing. It slowed down players' ability to climb up to the next level. It did so much of a negative. And what was the compensation for it? Wait, let me show you what the compensation is, since it's only been about 3 or 4 days. Let's see. How many mutated orbs do I have? Oh, I have 3 because I crafted and made these 3. I spent 1 on the dungeon before it was patched. And wait, let me see. Did they return it? No. Do I get extra umbral shards? No. No, there's nothing for me. It's just a slap on the wrist when they make a mistake, and it's a massive penalty when we make any type of mistake or benefit from mistakes that they made. And obviously that is absolutely unacceptable. They should maybe offer a full refund to anybody who paid for the game. And that would be a fantastic way to say that they being punished for making mistakes. Obviously that is absolutely unacceptable. I don't think that would be fair on anybody for the actual refund. I'm just saying hypothetically they could do something that radical, but no, they don't need to do anything that radical. All they've got to do is apologize to us and give us some free gear, right? You know what, you made a mistake, you got all these problems in, you know what, you couldn't get legendaries, you couldn't get umbral shards, your difficulty level was absolutely through the roof. Here's a package for you, 4,000 gold per run that you did in the dungeon to say sorry for how we screwed you over. Here's a packet full of umbral shards. You're gonna get 30 for each dungeon that you went into on top of whatever you managed to claim, or they can do a little bit bigger depending on how high your level was. For the gear you didn't get, they give you a random roll out of the dungeon, and there you go. Everything is done, everything is set. Obviously Amazon has taken a greater priority to disabling the player instead of enabling the player or making up for their wrongdoings. At the end of the day, this is terrible service from a company of this size. You expect them to actually live up to the standard, and I know it's a standard which seems a little bit obscene to hold people to, but that's the thing. You're a multi-billion company. Associate, that's Amazon Studios. You expected to give a multi-billion-dollar studio performance. You can't expect a company worth $300 billion to give you a $50 game value total. You know that is obscene. Right now, when I say give you a $50 value, I mean production value. And by that I mean that this game is in no way extraordinary. It's a simple engine with a little bit of a complex overlay on top of it for graphics, which is about as high as it gets, and I'll show you why I say that there. You can see there's a little bit of an indent, it shows patterns, it shows depth. Yeah, that's as far as the expertise goes on that side. And in terms of the rest, the gameplay is non-specific. to this game. It's from another genre of games altogether. It matches tons of games that have similar flows. Um, this is something similar I could even compare to Ark Survival Evolved, which is a way better game in classes that I wouldn't even try to describe. There's Valheim that overtakes this game, and it's half the price, it's half the volume of content, and I would say about 10 times the value of New World. But that's the thing. That's what you're comparing this game to. And that is its fair class of competition. Games of a superior class are in the same class as it because of its price. And that just makes it turn out terrible. And I don't think this is a studio partial problem. I think it's a major problem within the studio because they have some kind of problem in their studio with their hiring methods. Maybe they're hiring only college students to save on money. Maybe they don't have proper management. Maybe the team has too many breaks. Maybe they don't make them push to complete deadlines. Or maybe they've ensured that only certain problems are brought to their attention immediately and other problems are just simply omitted because they believe that interlinking player factors are worse than direct player factors as a situation. Maybe that's the way they're thinking, and that's me being frank and honest about the way that it is. I do insult them a lot, and I do really hand off the fire to the company. It's not a matter of me being hateful to the company. If the company did well with this game, I would compliment it. You know what? The game in itself, in its actual logic, is quite sound. It's actually quite a fun game to play. You know, running around, hitting the arenas, hitting the dungeons. That's fun enough, especially since the people factor is what makes it so fun. The fact that there's audio in the game, so you can use a audio system to play directly in game, makes it a little bit better. But other than that, it's just lacking too much. You know, everything that I said on that part comes from the player interaction experience. When it comes to its actual storyline, there is a minimum conversation. Depths has about 5 lines of conversation. I think Starstone Burrows had a better line of conversation than Depths. In terms of cinematics, the game only has one cinematic to start it. There is no ending cinematic. There's no checkpoint cinematic in between. Everywhere here and there's no get back up from a massive beating. We don't get to see what happened to Jonas Alvarez and the rest of them when they were ambushed. We don't get that whole, you know, push for time and all of these things. It doesn't give you that thrill that they should have had for this type of a game. And it's just small animations that would have made this game worth so much more, and that would have brought it up to its value of about $20. To be honest, I'd say that this is a $2 game at its current rated performance level, and that's because of lag, and that's because of glitches, and that's because of the poor performance of Amazon. So yeah, that's how it is. I wouldn't really recommend this game for purchase for anybody who isn't going to join their friends. If you are joining your friends in the game, it's going to be fun. It's a nice time passer. If not, you'd be better off with spending I think it's $10 right now for Valheim, or $15. Buy Valheim. You'll enjoy playing that game solo, and if you do have friends who get the game, y'all can play together. You can play together on your there's it, right? I like how they do that. They just pop up a message on the bottom of your screen to tell you they did it. And you go over to the forums, and you can actually see forums where they're complaining about the bosses and how they already know they're not stacking correctly. And they'll say like, no, you don't have any proof that that is correct. And someone can actually show them proof that something is wrong with the way that it's behaving, because they can show when they were 600 facing off against another 600 enemy, and you know what, you got the same damage. Or you just equip your full 600 set, which anybody can have. You match out your stats to what your stats are right now, which is as easy as it can be. All you've got to do is jump into your stats, set them all to the exact same level, reset if you have to, and there you go. Everything will be the same. You go out, you jump into Mercard, you hit one of the big bosses, you look at the damage figures. Oh, there you go. I can do 1300 with my perforating enemy, and that's when we're on equal terms. And I'll jump into this dungeon, and these bosses are now 8 levels below me. So let's see how the perforate does against them when they are under me in score. And oh, look at that. I would have never have guessed this would be the situation. I'm now doing 400, 500 and 600 damage against them respectively, while my score is still the same. On a critical shot I'm doing 800, perforated with a critical shot I'm doing 800, which is not right because they should be weakened and taking excess damage. But obviously something is up with the way that things are being done, and it's resulted in players really having a hard time. Now that is the reason why I give this game such a hard time, and obviously from everything that I said, there is a reason why I am not in the front line supporting this game so heavily, and why I would suggest you not downloading it unless you're coming over to play with friends. It's because I play this game with friends, and that's what makes it enjoyable. I tried to play Lost Ark. Unfortunately, as I said, physical reasons stop me from playing the game. I'm photosensitive to that game in particular. I can play a lot of other games that are really photosensitive, but Lost Ark just knocks me over completely. Okay, so that was my big ramble on for everything that I had to say on what is going on right now. Now, obviously, covering these types of topics, you're going to be getting this late. This is on the 2nd of March, just in case you wanted to know, because these videos are going to be seriously late. As I said, I'm busy with other things at the moment, so capturing videos and sorting them out has been something on the slow and low flow. I've also been doing other things, which is why my video quality will be slightly down, because I'm running massive labs in the background of my gameplay, and that there is what was knocking down the performance on the other 2 days. Today I'm just taking a break day because, you know, even learning needs a break. So yeah, that's the whole story on that. And I hope that you all do enjoy yourself when you play with your friends, because that's all that there is to this game. And in case you wanted to know if there are better games in this, well, yeah, there are better games. There are free games that are better. There are paid games that are way better. You can go all the way to Bungie's Destiny 2. That game is incredible. I'm just being frank. It's an incredible game. You can play it for hours and hours. You can play it for days and days and years, and you're never going to get done with how much there is in that game. That's because the amount of variation and the fairness of the RNG is just absolutely there for you. I know I played Destiny at the maximum level that you could have played it when it came out in Destiny 1, not Destiny 2, and I never got to clock the game till 4 years after the release of Destiny 2. That's how long it took me to get every single item that I needed in D1. And yeah, that's just my story on the hard life for Destiny 1. And you know, that's just a show. That game had RNG where anybody could get it. Somebody who was heavy play, and when I say heavy, I mean a run of every single encounter, every single night, multiple times a night, over and over again, as many times as I could, was the way I would play. And that's like 3 runs per raid, and you don't have to do anything special to enter a raid. You just have to jump in with your friends. You all jump in, you go through, you complete 3 runs per day, each one of your characters getting your levels up. You max out, you get whatever you need. That was how I used to play. It used to take me between a week to 2 weeks to fully level up each time it came out. I could take part in the quick runs to try and compete against the first completions. However, with the whole thing with friends and everything being added to it, those were different days. But yeah, that's another game that you can play. Even though Destiny 2 may not be the pinnacle of all entertainment for the Destiny universe, it definitely would be more fun than this game at times. Let's see, what else would there be that I could recommend. Warframe might also be a little bit more fun. I don't know about its overall multiplayer aspect. I don't have friends who play the game, so it doesn't really give me that much of a draw. I know Ark Survival Evolved is one of my favorite games of all time. I play the game quite a bit, and I've played it solo whenever I had the chance. It's fantastic to say the least. Okay, what else is there? Let's see. Valheim, Ark. There are other games that I played. I know there are other games that I played. I think I came over for Valheim, and oh, that game was just so amazing. And the game is still not complete, by the way, in case you don't know that. So yeah, you can keep having fun with it and revisiting it every 2 to 3 months, and you'll always get a new experience out of it. Rideable mounts and new boats, new vessels, new weapons, new armor, new decorations. So yeah, that's just been everything from me. I'm Elementary 72. I hope that you all do enjoy whatever you're gaming, and I'll catch you all in the next one when I have something else in the game to report on.